What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in and talk about the massive list of loot and reward changes coming to Destiny 2 with the launch of Witch Queen. And so we're going to break down all of the vendor changes to know about. There are quite a few of them, but also items that are being cycled out of the game, as well as lots of adjustments to acquisition sources for rewards in Year 5. And then we have items which are going away and will be completely unobtainable. And so hopefully this will be a useful video if you want a refresher on changes, or to make sure you don't miss out on any items you want to grab before they're gone. But firstly guys, this video is sponsored by NordVPN, and NordVPN is here to keep us safe online by allowing us to encrypt our connection on multiple different devices, whether you're on your home PC, laptop, or mobile, and hide our IP addresses online, which of course helps to stop bad guys from stealing our data, spying on us, or knocking us offline when we're playing video games. And Nord does this by creating a virtual location for your device, with more than 59 locations to choose from, which can be useful for accessing content in different regions or avoiding geographical restrictions. And it helps to protect your data when you're on public networks or Wi-Fi. Plus, importantly, it stops things like DDoS attacks from hitting your actual network by masking it, which is especially useful for gamers. Nord is super easy to use, and with AutoConnect, the VPN will protect you without any hassle, but if you want to specify a location, there are options to connect to over 5,400 servers, and that keeps connection speeds very competitive. Plus, there are more technical options built in if you need them. Even better though, Nord comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free, and right now they're offering a 2-year plan plus an extra month free if you follow my link in the description below and use code HOUNDISH at checkout. Definitely worth taking a look at, and all of those details are linked down below. And now getting into the video, firstly let's speak about changes to specific rewards. We have some with new drop sources confirmed, and others which will become completely unobtainable. And some which Bungie announced recently include Hawkmoon and Deadman's Tale. And starting in February, because they have random rolls, they'll be added to Xur's inventory each weekend with different perks. And so to pick one up, it'll cost 1 Ascendant Shard, 1 Exotic Cipher, 125,000 Glimmer, and 200 Legendary Shards. So bear that in mind for Hawkmoon and Deadman's Tale, and we'll speak about other exotic weapons that'll have different sources in a moment. But some exotic catalysts are being added to playlists, including Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit. And so we'll be able to earn the catalysts for Hawkmoon, Deadman's Tale, Aegis Scepter, Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, and Fourth Horseman. And where necessary, the catalyst objectives have been updated so they can still be completed. Next, we're going to speak about seasonal rewards which are changing up. So we'll do it in the order of seasons over the past year, and we will touch on some seasonal weapons in this section. And for a few of them, they don't yet have a confirmed new drop source in Witch Queen. So for legendary weapons from seasonal activities, it's possible that they won't drop, but it's equally possible that they'll be given a new drop source or reissued at a later date. Additionally though, Bungie have just confirmed that Umbral engrams associated with Seasons of the Hunt, Chosen, Splicer, and Lost will no longer be available after Witch Queen. And so many of these season weapons won't have a drop source anymore. And that actually includes some playlist weapons, so DMG confirmed that a few are being taken out of loot pools, including for Trials of Osiris, the Igneous Hammer, and Soulless Scar. And they are two reasonably popular weapons right there, and so it's worth keeping an eye on the featured rewards for Trials over the next couple of weeks. But also for Nightfalls, the Swarm, Shadow Price, the Zumi RR4, and Hung Jory SR4 are going to be taken out of the rotation, and then for the Iron Banner, the Multimax CCX, Time-Worn Spire, Guiding Sight, and Steady Hand are not going to be in the rotation. So if you haven't had those weapons and you want them, or you're after better rolls of them, it'll need to be done before Witch Queen. Although of course Bungie may and probably will cycle some of these rewards back into the game at a later date. But Bungie have also confirmed that many weapons that come from the Legendary Engram, as well drops and standard playlist drops will be cycled out as well, but they didn't confirm which ones yet. So again, if there's something you really want to earn, now's the time to try and get it. Next though, with the destination change up for the Destiny content vault, Tangled Shore is going away, and so weapons from the destination won't be available, although they are mostly power capped already. And bear that in mind for other unique items from the Tangled Shore. If you haven't picked up things like the Secret Victories emblem from the Mindbender mission, or the Gambler's Palm Sparrow, there are these and a few other cosmetic world drops that you might want to collect, and I've got a video with more details on those which I'll link below. Otherwise, for Tangled Shore, Bungie also say Lord of Walls will no longer drop from wanted bounty completions, but that's already been added to the world pool for exotics. And so for Season of the Hunt, Wrathborn hunts are going away, and of course a handful of weapons drop from these hunts. And like we said before, it's possible that they won't be given a new drop source, so the weapons include the Friction Fire SMG, the Deafening Whisper Energy Grenade Launcher, and Corsair's Wrath Linear Fusion Rifle. So it might be worth running a few of those if you're missing any weapons that you'd like to pick up. On top of this, for Season of the Hunt, the coup de grace mission will be removed, and that means the 4th Mark exotic ship will no longer be obtainable, and that's a random drop from runs of the activity. And finally, for the Harbinger mission that launched in the same season, as we mentioned, Hawkmoon is moving to Xur and will be sold with different random rolls on a weekly basis. But on top of that, the Bird of Prey quest and the Radiant Accipiter exotic ship will become unobtainable, as well as the Wings of Light emblem that you can earn from the Hunter-Killer triumph inside of the Harbinger mission. For Season of the Chosen though, firstly we have weapons associated with Battlegrounds, and for these it's particularly likely that we'll be able to earn them in Year 5, because the Battlegrounds activity is sticking around in the Vanguard playlist. However, if you want to make sure you have access to them, the activity drops include the Code Duello rocket launcher, Far Future sniper rifle, the Extraordinary Rendition SMG, which is a really good weapon, and finally the Imperial Needle, an energy bow. Also from Season of the Chosen though, the Presage activity is being removed, and once again that's why the exotic Deadman's Tail will be moving to Xur. Then of course the Catalyst will become a playlist drop from Strikes, Vanguard and Crucible, but also from the Presage mission, the exotic Ghost Shell, the Shell of Gilgamesh, and the Scattered Pieces Triumph will become unobtainable. And at the same time, with the rework to the helm, the rank 21 reward of the war table, the High Gravitas exotic ship will also no longer drop in the game. Let's speak about Season of the Splicer content though, and as we know the Override and Expunge activities are being removed. So the Zero Nero exotic Ghost Shell will no longer be obtainable, and this is earned by completing Expunge Delphi without dying, which unlocks the Unpredictable Triumph. On top of that, from Season of the Lost, there is the Forbidden Memory exotic ship, which is earned by completing the Path of the Splicer quest at the Splicer Servitor, which is being removed from the game, and otherwise we have the legendary weapons earnable from the Override activities and the Splicer Servitor in the helm. These include the Chroma Rush auto rifle, as well as the Ignition Code kinetic grenade launcher, the Farewell sidearm, and finally the Grid Skipper pulse rifle. And that takes us up to Season of the Lost, where initially the Agaceptor exotic quest will no longer be available, and the exotic itself is likely to be moved to the Memorial of Lost Lights kiosk in the tower. Plus its catalyst will become a playlist drop. But we also have the exotic Sparrow, Eternal Recurrence, and this is earned by completing the Wayfinder's Voyage quest at the Wayfinder's Compass, which we'll no longer be able to do in Witch Queen, as well as the Reefborn Warbird exotic ship, and this one is earned by completing the catalyst for the Agaceptor and unlocking the Devotee's Remnant triumph, and with the catalyst moving to a playlist drop, we'll no longer be able to complete that triumph. There is one more exotic cosmetic which hasn't dropped yet. That's a bit of a spoiler, so we'll mention it after these weapons. But potentially no longer dropping after February, the Astral Alignment weapons include the Hand Cannon Vulpecula, as well as the Wolftone Draw Bow, and then the Iota Draconis Fusion Rifle, and finally the Canis Major Grenade Launcher. This is where a slight spoiler alert is necessary for the end of Season of the Lost. But the last cosmetic drop that we know of for this season is linked to the season finale, and that is the Centerfire ship. It still hasn't dropped this season, and best we know is that it will be a drop from the final narrative piece of content for the season, which of course is the Savathun Exorcism to be orchestrated by Mara Sov. So we'll need to play that and receive the associated reward before Witch Queen as far as we know, because that's likely to be a limited time piece of content. Next though, let's move on to the final section right here, that relates to materials as well as bounties, some of which are things we need to use up before February 22nd. So initially for gunsmith materials and weapon telemetries, they'll be removed from the game in Witch Queen, as Banshee is getting a new reputation system. So essentially if you want to get any benefit from those items, it's best to spend those gunsmith materials before the launch of the expansion. Bungie have also said that mods and mod components are being removed from the game, and instead in Witch Queen we'll be able to purchase mods for 10,000 glimmer each. So equally, it's worth keeping an eye out for any mods you haven't picked up yet, as an opportunity to spend that currency. And for the folks hoarding bounties going into Witch Queen, Bungie have outlined that seasonal bounties related to Season of the Hunt, Chosen, Splicer, and Lost will be removed at the end of this season, as well as Tangled Shore bounties from the destination, as of course the content associated with them is actually going away. And they also say that some daily bounties from general activities or destinations may be removed depending on objective, including a handful of Drifter and Gunsmith bounties. They haven't given us a breakdown of exactly which ones will be taken away, so if you are stacking them up, bear in mind any of those vendor bounties could potentially just disappear as well. However, we will be able to keep our Iron Banner bounties from this season as we go into Witch Queen. Bungie have said they'll be capped on power, and they also add that at the end of Season 16, which is next season alongside Witch Queen, those Iron Banner bounties will be removed, as Saladin is getting a reputation rework. So bear that in mind, although we'll probably get more reminders closer to the time. And for today, guys, that is what we have to break down in the video. So I hope you found this one useful, and if you can think of any other items or bits of content that are going to be affected, definitely let us know them down in the comment section. If you've enjoyed the video today though, a rating below really does help us out on the channel, and since there's going to be so much content launching in February, definitely get subscribed if you're new around here, as I'll have a lot of stuff to keep you posted on. But otherwise for now, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day.